Don't love us, no they don't love us. They don't love us, no they don't love us. They don't love us, no they don't love us. They don't love us. Somebody tell them wake up, wake up, wake up. Somebody tell them.
So sometimes you see these white intellectuals, they go into these colleges and they debate the college students. The college students can challenge them on their thoughts and theories. A lot of times they'll talk about homosexuality, transgender community, God, politics, geopolitics, socioeconomic issues, all these different things, psychology. And this young black man was challenging this quote-unquote white intellectual, Caucasian, Edomite, Idumean, Edom devil about oppression. Watch what this bastard say. Watch this. Play it. And don't get mad at me about bastards. It's in the Bible. Zechariah 9:6. Look it up.
How can one say white privilege doesn't exist when our majority white government has had a long-standing history of discriminating against minorities even after the Civil Rights era?
Can you give me one example post-Civil Rights era?
Well, there's police brutality. That's another...
Police brutality. Okay.
Yes.
So give me a statistic behind that, because there's a lot that's there that's not well known. Because African Americans, they say, well, African Americans make up the majority of the prison population, but they also commit a majority of the crimes. And they also live in urban areas where the most crime happens. They're actually under-incarcerated per capita, per individual, versus their dispersion in American society.
So the white man said, really, more you niggas should be in jail.
Need more of y'all.
You hear this?
Boy, you right, girl.
Right. Like, if the brother was thinking, and he put pressure on him, because he's in a room full of white people, and this guy is on the microphone over-talking him, and the white woman is holding the mic to his mouth. So the young man he's confounded a little bit because his mind isn't thinking as fast as it probably should because he doesn't have the facts. But all he had to do was listen to what he said. You said they live in the urban areas. How did they get there? Was not redlining the reason they got there?
Right.
Why? How did they get together? The reason that there's more crime because there's drugs in those communities because they have low textbooks. So what do they call them? Government housing, low income housing, Section 8. Well, why is that? Because they came off the cotton plantation and they went into Black Wall Street and they had their own, and then white people bombed it. Not only Black Wall Street, you got Mount Bayou, you got Durham, North Carolina, you got Atlanta, Georgia, you got Chicago, you got Rosewood. The list goes on and on. When black people had their own, after you said, get away from us, we don't want to be around you, we want to be segregated for you, we get our own, and then you bomb us. So when did this really start to happen? Like, he really could have hemmed him up, but obviously he's not there to be hemmed up by a young black student. He's there to overtalk the young man and basically bully him. But go back a little bit. I want you to hear what he says. Because this white man a devil. It's really more y'all niggas should be in jail. That's what he said. That's what he just said.
Right.
Go back a little bit.
Per capita.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Right there.
That's not well known. Because African Americans, they say, well, African Americans make up the majority of the prison population, but they also commit a majority of the crimes. And they also live in urban areas where the most crime happens. They're actually under-incarcerated per capita, per individual, versus their dispersion in American society.
Because of socioeconomic imbalance.
Correct, I agree with that. Yes, has nothing to do with race. You just admitted it has everything to do with socioeconomic conditions and nothing to do with race. You just admitted it. Has nothing to do with their black. It has everything to do with their poor.
Race is deeply tied to socioeconomic.
No, it's not. Why are Asian Americans the most rich people in the country? They're the richest people in the country. If America's so racist, why are Asian Americans doing so well?
You can't equate the history behind African Americans and the history.
You're right. Asian Americans had it much worse in the 1940s than African Americans. We put them in internment.
The white man prideful, bro. This guy prideful. He said Moab and Ammon had it worse than us in the 1940s.
What? How?
Then he said it's not because they black, it's because of socioeconomic issues. How did they get in those areas? Then, if you notice, something he said Asians are the richest people in the country. What is that? I ain't never seen an Asian man in the top 5 on the damn what they call that Forbes list. Ain't no Moabite or Ammonite in that list.
He lied.
What's this guy talking about? He know white folks the richest people on this.
Right.
Come
This
on,
is their
man.
country.
Come on, man.
I ain't never seen no community full of 8-bedroom houses full of Chinese people.
Right.
There's Esau.
Right. Absolutely. Now watch this. Keep playing. Let's finish it out.
Americans. We put them in internment camps.
Yes,
Do
I
we
know
put
we put
blacks
them
in
in
internment camps in the
internment
1940s? Answer the question. Do we put blacks in internment camps in the 1940s?
We didn't put blacks in internment camps.
Yeah, we put Asian Americans in internment camps.
However, blacks have still underwent like certain like oppressive.
I'm pissed.
Blacks have
Pause.
underwent.
He's so pissed.
Yeah, he hot.
Right.
That brother need a flyer. Give him a flyer and tell him go back in 2 years. He'll destroy him.
Right.
You understand that? He need the spirit of God in him. He confounded that young man because the young man don't have the spirit of God.
Right.
You understand? Give me that real quick in Isaiah 45:17. I'm about to get pissed off.
He talk about internment camps. These Edomites put us in America. That's
Right.
the biggest
This is the biggest
prison on
internment
earth.
camp. Exactly. Then he just admitted we the most incarcerated. So what you talking about?
Right.
Read that for me.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 45 and verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord.
Go ahead.
With an everlasting salvation.
Go ahead.
Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
I wish they would give us the mic. We'll destroy this dude. He'll be destroyed. You understand? I can name about 100 brothers. Just me thinking of brothers.
Right.
That would destroy him. You understand? Easy.
Right.
I can name young brothers in our camp right now that would destroy him.
Right.
Yeah.
It's easy. But when you don't have the spirit of God, which the young brother unfortunately don't have, but I can see his anger, get him a flyer. Right. Find out his name. Show his face again. Find out who this young brother is. Send him this video and tell him, call us. Call Israel United in Christ. Get our young brother. He a prophet. Look at him. Piss me off. He hemming him up like that. Knowing he don't know much. Knowing he a kid.
Right.
Yeah.
You heard how he was so mad he couldn't even get it out. Go back, man. It pissed me off. It made me so mad.
Yeah, he was
Bro,
messed
it made
up.
me mad. Go back and just show it. This should enrage you, brother. This is why you brothers need to study. For you brothers always complaining about you or you ain't got time to study. You better make time to study. You just go back a few seconds. Play it. Go back. We can't hear it. Go ahead.
Underwent like certain like oppressive. Blacks have underwent certain oppressive.
No, I'm not denying that history at all, but the idea that the oppressorship post-1965 with the Civil Rights Act being signed is continuing and there's this vast white conspiracy to keep black people down is wrong. It doesn't exist.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, it does.
Oh, it don't exist? Give me the next. Give me socioeconomic. Give me the definition of socioeconomic. So he said it don't exist, right?
Right.
We're finna show you a liar today. All right, read that.
This is the definition of socioeconomic. Of relating to or involving a combination of social and economic factors.
So society and money, basically. Society and money. That's what that's socio-economic. Is that clear? Is that pretty clear?
Yeah.
Go to the next article I had. Because he said post-1965, there's none of this is happening. Okay. We're going to see today. We're going to learn today. Oh, you forgot about Flint, Michigan? Oh,
Right.
the drug epidemic.
Right.
In the black community.
That's the 80s.
The
right
assassination of Martin Luther King,
Right.
Malcolm X. You know what I mean?
That dude's
Right.
a liar.
Come
'cause,
on, man.
You know, even when he brought up Moab, the Chinese, talking about they had an interment camp, he went back to 1945 to talk about that. But
Right.
they were supposed to be talking to something after 1965.
Yes.
So he just slick with his words.
He a demon.
He
We
said
would've-
they had them in those camps.
Right.
Like they had us in camps. So
Right.
he's still the oppressor.
Right, exactly. Go to the, pull that up for me. All right, go down. I want to just go down. All right, social and economic factors. Let's see.
Social and economic factors such as income,
Income is a social economic factor.
education,
Education is a social economic factor.
employment,
Employment. We could just tear them apart with them three right there. Is a social economic factor. Go ahead.
community safety.
Community safety is a social economic factor. Didn't the Black Panthers form because our community was being terrorized by the police?
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, sir. And social support.
And social support, meaning society supporting this community.
Right.
which we see is not being done. Look at our streets. Go ahead.
Can significantly affect how well and how long we live.
Go ahead.
These factors affect our ability to make healthy choices.
So without these things, you can't make healthy choices. Like Mr. Wrong in the black community. Never had a father. So she looked for love in all the wrong places. Oh, okay. Even how we eat, obesity. Right? We can't make healthy choices. Why? Because there's a Burger King, there's a McDonald's, there's a Taco Bell, there's a Popeye's chicken, there's a Food Depot, there's a Sack and Save, there's a Pick 5. Just take five. Just take you $25 and go pick 5 big things of chicken as you want, knowing that it's killing us. You can't make healthy decisions when your socioeconomic factors are not in place, brothers and sisters. Go ahead.
Put it back. Okay. Afford medical care and housing.
Wait a minute. He destroyed himself by even bringing that up.
Right.
Go ahead.
Manage stress and more.
So what I want to show y'all is, brothers and sisters, and there's more to this article. This is a very good article, actually. We're not going to be able to show the whole thing for sake of time. But what I'm showing you is when they say socioeconomic factors and then they try to eliminate race, that's the craftiness of the white man.
Right.
That's called, give me that Psalms 83.
Yes, sir.
That's crafty counsel. Give me Psalms 83 and 3.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 3.
Yeah.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
When they say consulting against our hidden ones, meaning they know we the children of Israel, and they put terms like eugenics and socioeconomic factors. They put that in place because the average black man don't know what that means. Then you start saying they put us in the ghetto, bro. They give us bad food. You start being like, oh, damn, you right about that. That's socioeconomic factors. That white man knew that. Esau knew that. Go ahead.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Let's cut them off from being a nation. Go ahead.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That, you know how they did that? The education system that he just talked about, which is socioeconomic factors. We got a lack of education. And by these things not being put in place, we make bad decisions as black people. I deal with it every day. With my job, around my brothers and sisters, when we go and teach on the streets, we deal with it every day. We see how crazy our people are. It's because of socioeconomic factors, which the Bible calls them curses. That's what the Bible calls them. And we can show you all those socioeconomic factors. We can show you that in the Bible.
It only applies to us.
Yes.
It only applies to us.
Only applies to us. To hell with talking about the, not Ishmael, we hell with him too. Right. But Moab and Ammon, hell with them. Don't care about no damn internment camp.
They got places called Chinatown
exactly.
right now.
Come on, man. Right. Foolish. So how they go from being internment camps in the 40s to now all of a sudden they the richest people in America supposedly?
They got a restaurant in every black neighborhood in America.
Exactly.
Well, and see, Esau so slick. What he was doing, he you know, we had a war. The United States had a war in the 40s, right?
Yes, I remember.
So they was at war against Japan. So anything that looked like them, guess what they did? They put them in these particular camps for a minute, but then they sent reparations over to Japan as soon as the war was over.
Exactly. And they still getting reparations today.
Right.
To this day.
Right. And you better believe some of them Chinese got some reparations. That's why they got Chinatown.
Exactly. 100%. Then they come over here and do better than us.
Right.
So the Bible said they would have created crafty counsel against our people. Give me Psalm 55.
Yes, sir.
And 21, just real quick.
Yes, sir.
This is what he do with his words. He piss y'all, don't he?
He's the
Damn devil, man. And you Negroes that love him, you delusional. Go ahead.
The book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
So the words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
But war was in his heart.
But war was in his heart. That's that brother there, that Edomite there, going at that young brother. That was war.
Right.
That was war on him.
Right.
Because if he can denounce that young man in front of all those other Edomites, guess what all those other Edomites think? Just should nobody ever call me racist.
Right.
You guys need to stop complaining. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. They teach their sons and daughters that. You understand? Go ahead.
His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
So words like socioeconomic, that's drawn swords. That's war.
Right.
Psalm 64 and 2.
Yes, sir.
That's war. I'm showing you in the Bible, this is the cunning craftiness that this man come with. The crafty counsel to cut us off from being a nation. Consulting against God's hidden ones. Go ahead.
The book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
So that secret counsel, what we read in Psalms 83, these are tumults that they be having. Go ahead.
From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
For the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. We established who that is. That's Esau, Edom. Go ahead.
Who wet their tongues like a sword.
When they say wet, that ain't talking about moisture. That's talking about they sharpen their tongue. When somebody wet a sword, they sharpening that sword to make it sharper. Socioeconomic, that's a sharper sword.
That's what he was doing at the college. You at a college with young boys, sharpening your sword.
Sharpening your sword. So you can prepare yourself to debate. You're not coming against the Israelites.
No.
You will never step in the ring with the Israelites because you will get destroyed. But we get nothing from that.
Right.
Like, yeah, we'll destroy him, but we can found Esau on Clubhouse all the time.
Right.
Our war is internally with raising our people up, teaching our people the scriptures. But I just don't like the way him, the young brother, up, man. Go ahead.
And bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
You hear what the arrows are? What are the arrows?
Bitter words.
That's socioeconomic. Go ahead.
That they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
So and now when you actually look into socioeconomic, you see that's the things that plague the black community in particular. So it is about race. Because no other race goes through the brunt of those things. Through the bottom, or not at the bottom under those things, at the bottom in all those categories. Go ahead.
Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
You hear that? He know they oppress us secretly. And he ain't got no fear. He has no fear of God. Man, this is amazing. And then you sit back and you wonder, why y'all Israelites so mad? This is why we mad. Right. Because wisdom make a wise man mad. Oppression make a wise man mad. When you receive wisdom, you get pissed off.
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family.